from Balangir to Bhawanipatna to Korapur to Kalahandi to Samalpur, Bhuneshwar, Cuttack, Puri, and you name it. And I have benefited a great deal from the rich culture, craft, and temples and people of Orissa. So like all of us, I also have great interest in the progress and prosperity in Odisha. I believe a lot can be accomplished with the kind of talent we have in our people, with the potential in our young. I know I have spent now about 30 years working in India at national level, and I come across a great deal of talent and talented people from Odisha. I want to tell you a little bit about the real challenges that I see in India and relate to some of these challenges in Odisha. From my perspective, the real challenge today relates to disparity between rich and poor, urban, rural, educated, uneducated. 2, demography. Like in India, we have 550 million young below age of 25. It is their future, their skill development, their employment and their prosperity that we have to keep in focus while working on developmental issues in India. And third is really growth and development. We have to continue to grow at 8 to 10% in India for the next 20-25 years to come to really address the challenges related to poverty. I believe all of these 3 things equally apply to Odisha. We also have in Odisha challenges related to disparity, demography, and growth and development. All of these things today require focus on technology, entrepreneurship, innovations. These are the 3 areas that I have focused on from my perspective, which I believe are very critical. Not that other areas are not important, but ultimately we got to mobilize resources in these 3 areas to really deliver education, health, good governance, and improve productivity and efficiency in our state. I started my journey in India on telecom in 1981. Then we had 2 million telephones for 750 million people. Just in the short span of 20 years, we are a nation of a connected billion. We have now 950 million mobile phones. I believe this connectivity is critical for all of us going forward. Orissa is also well connected. All our urban cities are fairly well connected to India, and our rural parts in Orissa are equally connected. So the key is, how do we take this connectivity forward and expedite the process of modernization? And that's where I believe technology plays an important role. Orissa has some great universities. Utkal University, Ravancha University are 2 good examples, and there are many more, Samalpur and others. And I think we do produce good quality of engineers, scientists, economists and all. But we have not been able to capitalize on this talent to the extent we would like for Odisha. Fortunately, Odisha also has now, especially Bhubaneswar, great deal of research and development activities. Physics lab, research in metallurgy, and there are many areas of good research that we have in Bhubaneswar and other parts of Odisha. But we really need local model of development. Indian model of development is more important to us at this stage than the Western model. I find that the Western models are expensive and really are not suitable to the needs of the countries like India. For us, the real focus today is required at the bottom of the pyramid. And all bottom of the pyramid development issues require clear understanding of affordability, scalability, and sustainability. So how do we create solutions which are affordable, scalable, and sustainable is the real challenge. Take for example even education. Education models in America and other parts of the Western world do deliver good education, but these models are very expensive. These models are not scalable. Can you afford to pay $30,000–$40,000 tuition per year for college in Odisha? So we really need to develop our own new models. And I believe technology can play an important role in education today. I've been saying for the last 10 years that the learning models have changed substantially. Today, we do not need teachers to really spend a lot of time in creating content and delivering content. Content can be prepared at one place by best of the best experts in local language. Relevant content which means something to local farmers, local students, local jobs, and local needs. If content is available in open source, then I don't need teacher even to deliver content. So the role of the teacher will change to that of a mentor with technology intervention. Similarly in health, the health delivery models in the Western world are not desirable for countries like India or states like Odisha. We do need big hospitals, we do need CT scan and all of that, but at the same time we need to really look at the cost of the health delivery and really go back to traditional health, traditional medicine, low cost solutions. I always give this example that my mother delivered 8 children in Pitroda. This was in early 40s, where there were hardly any doctors, very little facility for pharmacies, no electricity, no telephones, no running water. And all 8 out of 8 delivered in Odisha at home turned out to be mentally healthy, physically healthy. And all did very well in their own way. So they must have done something right in Odisha, in Pitroda. I think we have lost that tradition. Can you imagine today about having deliveries for 8 children at home, even in Odisha? But the fact still remains that there is a great deal of wisdom in our tradition, culture, herbal medicine. And I think we need to revive some of that to really balance the cost structures, delivery structures. And I think today the opportunities are great with available information infrastructure. Information does bring about openness, accessibility, connectivity, networking, democratization, decentralization. And as a result of good public information infrastructure, we can reach out to rural communities in Odisha. Odisha has a great deal of natural resources, mines, forest. At least in my generation, I remember in the district of Balangir and Kalahandi, there were very rich, dense forest. All of these resources need to be harnessed properly. On one hand, we need to preserve our mines and minerals, and on the other hand, we need to monetize to really create jobs and opportunities to build modern Odisha. And that's when the talent from people like you all become very critical. During my last couple of visits to Bhubaneswar, I have talked about building a knowledge city, either at Utkal University and or at Narayan University. I think these two campuses are great to build right ecosystem, not just for education, but for entrepreneurship, innovation, ventures, and all of that, so that we create new knowledge and new opportunities to create new jobs for Odisha. Many of us here can help in many different ways. Some of us can go start businesses, some can build education institutions, and a lot of good work is already going on. I know many of you are already deeply involved in activities in Odisha. But I think that's not enough. We need to do a lot more to build hospitals, schools, colleges, factories, industries, because at the end of the day, we need to create opportunities for the people of Odisha. And I believe a group like the one you have at this convention, at Odisha Society of America, can indeed play an important role. But it requires a little bit of sacrifice. Comforting life in America is addictive. At times it is hard to go and survive in a hostile environment, different environment. And I think some of us will have to take that risk to go back and work in Odisha. Some of us will have to link through technology. But it will be the collaborative effort between entrepreneurs, government, scientists, academicians that we need today to really fuel knowledge revolution in Odisha. Odisha has been left behind in many ways. And we know that Odisha has all the potential possible in any other states in India. Odisha has been growing well, but I know Odisha can do a lot better. When I go into interior parts of Odisha and see poverty, it affects and it hurts to all of us. And I think in the next decade, if we can begin to focus on technology, entrepreneurship, innovative ideas, local models of development, with real support from the government and real public-private partnership, I think hundreds and hundreds of us can go back and plant new seeds. I see huge opportunities in Odisha. I know that many of you have built substantial businesses here and have been very successful, and there is no reason why some of those successes cannot be taken back to Odisha. But it does require sense of sacrifice, commitment to give to our community, and a different path than the comfort zone we have, that we all get locked into. To me, the timing is right to look at Odisha. Timing is right because we have shown collectively that with connectivity, we can make a difference. Now we have built a national knowledge network to connect all our universities and colleges in India, which include all of the colleges in Odisha, all of the universities in Odisha, R&D laboratories. So the networking, broadband connectivity is going to be the key element in bringing talent back home. The fact that I can talk to you right now, sitting in Chicago, in Seattle, about Odisha, is an ultimate example of how technology can be effective in bringing development to Odisha. But we do need to bring in a different mindset. I think many of us are still locked up in the old mindset, old paradigm. And if we can just work together in creating new paradigm, with little bit of innovative mindset, I think we can make a difference. Collectively, if we can prepare a blueprint for Odisha for the next 10 years, government has their own plans, we can support those plans, but also we can create plans by domain experts, whether these plans relate to water, sanitation, agriculture, education, health, it really doesn't matter. You need local champions. You need global domain experts. You need government support. If all of these things come together, I'm sure in 10 years we can make a huge difference in Odisha and the people of Odisha. There is no reason why Odisha should be falling behind. There is no reason why we can't bring modern technology and modern tools to Odisha. There is no reason why we can't develop our own local models of development which are in tune with the needs of the local ecosystem. I'm big on local talent, local solutions, and I'm convinced that on one hand we need global outlook, on the other hand we need local focus. With this little opportunity, I want to connect with you. I want to offer the opportunity to work with you, work with the government, and collectively maybe we can take 2-3 projects. I would love to build 2 knowledge cities in Odisha. And these knowledge cities would imply we bring in best of the best talent from the world into Odisha to really address the challenges of employment and prosperity for Odisha. And the right locations, once again, to me, could be Ramansa University and Utkal University. If we can come together on this, convince government to launch these 2 projects, I think we would make a good beginning. With this, once again, I want to thank organizers for giving me this opportunity. I wish I had been there, but I'd like to carry this dialogue forward with you all, with some domain experts, and with the Odisha government. Let's put together a small group of people who in turn can put together a plan from our perspective on Odisha. And then we can work with the government, collaborate, and join hands to prepare a roadmap. I hope this was useful. And finally, thank you everybody, and I wish you all the best at this Odisha Society of America convention. I hope you have a good time, get to know each other, and enjoy it. Thank you. I'm always available, Dr. Patra. I believe that was Dr. Patra. I recognize your voice, so thank you very much. You are the one who sort of went through all the coordinating this. I appreciate your effort and support. I'm always available. Together a small group of 8-10. Let's prepare a roadmap with the government.
Thank you.